Hey, and welcome to another episode of Cult Life. I am Robert Jackson, and if you like this content, please give us a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. In this video, I address Jehovah's Witnesses' stance with regard to higher education, but there's a twist. But firstly, let's remind ourselves what that stance is, shall we?
Back in 2005, the faithful slave provided counsel regarding higher education in the October 1st, 2005 issue of the Watchtower, pages 26 through 31. The article was entitled, "Parents, What Future Do You Want for Your Children?" The cover of the very next issue, October 15th, 2005, asked the question, "What is the best education?" You may have noticed that we've not published that thorough of a discussion on the subject since that time. Why is that? Has the governing body changed its position regarding the pursuit of higher secular education? No. We feel that all of the cautions that we have addressed in the past are still valid. However, our goal now is to focus on and intensify our promotion of the pursuit of divine education. If parents and young ones are motivated to avidly pursue divine education, the quest for higher secular education becomes less and less of an issue.
What's a fourth means by which Satan attempts to fashion us, reshaping our thinking? Higher education. Most of us remember the January 2015 JW Broadcasting program hosted by Brother Morris of the governing body. He focused on the value of divine education, but he also reaffirmed the dangers of pursuing higher secular education. Its whole purpose is for learning, influencing one's thinking. And while a person's intention might be just to create a stable base for a secular future, his decision could expose him to unscriptural ideas and practices. Back to the glass shop. Recall that another gather of hot glass is added to the end of the stem. The craftsman then rolls the tube backward and forward. He forms the base for the glass. Well, we will say no more about this topic other than what Brother Morris has already shared. You might want to go back and review that broadcast. However, we would like to read 1 Timothy 6:20 and 21. Timothy, guard what has been entrusted to you. That's divine education. Turning away from the empty speeches that violate what is holy and from the contradictions of the falsely called knowledge. By making a show of such knowledge, some have deviated from the faith. Unfortunately, in an effort to make a stable base for one's financial future, many have deviated from the faith. In the visuals of a glass-blowing shop, we observe the skill of the workers involved. And that shop obviously produces beautiful, useful glass vessels. Satan's glass shop is also skilled at shaping one's thinking. But what does it produce? Instead of a person becoming a valuable vessel that Jehovah can use, Satan is actually mass-producing worthless vessels that Jehovah cannot use. What could you do with this misshaped creation? Nothing. It is useless. At the outset, Romans 9:22 was quoted. Those who conform to Satan's system are referred to as vessels of wrath made fit for destruction. Jehovah has paid a high price for us. Gold and glass cannot be compared to it. May we make over our minds by applying godly wisdom. Glorify Jehovah as a vessel that he can use.
Jehovah's Witnesses are advised against pursuing a higher education, with Watchtower providing regular warnings that attending university is an improper use of time in these so-called last days. Higher education, such as obtained at a college or university, provides benefits at both the private and social level. Hence, religious groups that attempt to take this choice from their followers deserve public scrutiny. So as Toni Morris states in that video clip, divine education has greater value than secular education. Whilst Jehovah's Witnesses are encouraged to value education and attend primary and secondary schooling, higher education is recommended against because higher education can lead to moral, spiritual dangers and bad association, as they say. The Watchtower advises to replace higher education with more valuable divine education. Now, this reasoning is absurd and misplaced. It is a fallacy because regardless of how beneficial divine education can be, it doesn't help a person in the professional occupations. Watchtower's reasoning against higher education contains little validity. Education is not the cause of materialism as they would like you to believe, and bad associations can be avoided at university as with every endeavor in life. The additional time involved to complete a degree is minor in comparison to the length of a person's career, and history proves Watchtower's predictions for the imminence of the world's end to be ill-founded and a fallacy. It would appear that there is a more imperative reason the governing body fears followers attending university. Higher education teaches not only job skills, but also how to research and evaluate information. University education can improve critical thinking skills, which will assist students to identify flawed Watchtower reasoning. Watchtower publications rarely provide adequate reference for quotes, which regularly are inaccurately presented, something university students are very sensitive to. I have a daughter currently studying psychology at university, and her reasoning and presentations have to be backed up with traceable factual sources, something that the Watchtower is not very good at when they present arguments for their doctrine and teachings. Therein lies the danger of education to the governing body. An organization that prides itself on unity cannot allow the doctrine of the leaders to be questioned. Learning to research and evaluate Watchtower doctrine is not just pointless, it is dangerous, as questioning Watchtower doctrine can result in apostasy, defined as rejecting Jehovah's organization. So now we know what their stance on higher education is. Let's examine a recent letter to the congregations which has come to light. Let me read paragraph 10 and 11 to you, just to explain to you the irony. I will be reading paragraphs 10 and 11, and I'll put it up on the screen for you to follow along as I do this. It states, experienced attorneys and paralegals needed. Spiritually qualified licensed attorneys and paralegals do much to help accomplish the work at Bethel. There is a particular need for those who have experience in litigation, corporate matters, data protection, real estate transactions, or tax law. Experienced attorneys and paralegals who have exceptional analytical, research, and writing abilities contribute to the proper handling of legal matters and save on expenses that would otherwise have been incurred. Additionally, there is a need for personal income tax return preparers, enrolled agents, tax advisors, and certified public accountants to assist the branch office. Also, there is a need for notaries who are specialized practitioners in Puerto Rico and some Caribbean islands. Paragraph 11 states, if you know of exemplary publishers who have the needed skills and who might have the circumstances to assist with the work at Bethel on a part-time or full-time basis, please encourage them to submit an application for volunteer program, along with a resume. Help them to understand the privilege available to them and the joy and satisfaction they can experience by using their skills to advance kingdom interests. We trust you will use discretion in approaching publishers regarding this matter. Please note that we are not encouraging individuals to pursue higher education or university degrees to obtain specialized skills. Rather, we are interested in those who already have these skills and are willing to assist with the work at Bethel. Oh, the irony. So hey, we don't encourage you to pursue higher education, but if you did, and you disobeyed our advice not to do it because it is useless to Jehovah, well, we could use your expertise as a paralegal, a lawyer, or an advocate to help us fight our child sexual abuse litigation cases for free. But we still don't encourage you to pursue higher education. Oh, and don't forget about the fact that we said your education is useless. The hypocrisy, flip-flops, and the blatant lies of this organization is just despicable. Well, that's the show. Please leave your comments. Hit that like button if you enjoy this content. Until next time, bye for now.